Satnam Aloha. So I hope you're doing well out there. And we're officially in the eclipse season. So we had a solar eclipse in Taurus in the shadow pattern of addiction. This is the 24th gate. So the ancients noticed that eclipses brought about profound sudden changes. And it has to do with the death and rebirth cycles of life. So something has to die so that something can be born in your life. And it's connected to the north node of the moon, which signifies your soul purpose, your destiny. So this can be a real tower moment, like in the tarot for people. And this energy will continue to ripple out for the next 6 months. So the eclipses, they force us to make a decision, and then we have to act on it. So it's either to resolve or fix what has been holding you back in your soul's evolution, or you can be creating something completely new that you haven't thought of before. So let's look at this shadow of addiction. So the solar eclipse is breaking you out of an addiction that you may not have been aware of before. So I want to focus on an aspect of addiction. Okay, so relationship addiction. Okay, so addiction is an attachment. It's an unhealthy attachment to a person. So it could be your child or your partner. So if you're, we'll just quickly go through the signs, right? Taurus, sun, moon, or rising. So there can be an addiction to beautiful, youthful people, Taurus. Aries, addicted to people who support you financially. Pisces, you can be addicted to your siblings or your neighbors. Aquarius, it could be a mother or a mother figure that you're addicted to. If you're a Capricorn, it could be your children. Sagittarius is somebody in your workplace, your co-workers. Scorpio could be your partner. Libra, a sexual partner. Virgo could be a spiritual teacher or some kind of person in a legal authority. Leo, it could be a boss or some kind of father figure. It could be the government attachment to. Cancer could be friends, your network. And Gemini, people from your past lives. So it could be like addicted to people, enemies who are really your friends or friends who are your enemies, that sort of thing. So during this time, you may start to experience your relationships kind of unraveling. And if you're sensitive to energy, you're already going to feel this, like though there's something happening, there's a shift in energy with my relationships. So the 24 is connected to the 44, which is all about the divine plan. And the divine plan is what's orchestrating everything. It's orchestrating who we may meet, when we meet them, and where we meet them. So the solar eclipse is a reboot. So it's taking away the people that are not aligned with your highest destiny and bringing those people in that are aligned to your highest destiny. So bringing you to these people as well, like bringing you to those people as well. This is all the divine plan, the 44. So with these shadow patterns, the 24 and the 44, we have addiction and we have interference. So unhealthy attachments send out an interference frequency that brings to you the wrong people, right? The ones that bring disharmony, conflict, right? Keep you in a rut. This is the shadow of addiction. So they really tag team like at the lower frequency really well together and the highest frequency really well together. So in the shadow frequencies, these are karmic relationships. And we get karmically entangled with certain people. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You probably know who I'm talking about. Right? Those people. Because we get caught up in the timeline loops. Okay, I abandoned you in that lifetime, so you abandoned me in this lifetime. And if we don't get the spiritual lesson, we play this out over and over and over again. We return back to the planet to play out this karmic time loop over and over again. So now this karmic balance is coming back for the Aquarian age, right? By the grace of the divine. So you want to look at your karmic relationship patterns, right? What do you keep attracting to you over and over and over again, right? It's going to be in a different body, different name, but it's the same karmic pattern over and over and over again. Maybe it's the people that don't listen to you, right? They don't see you. People with addictions themselves, right? You'll know what the pattern is. So you have to ask yourself this question, right? Do you need that person in your life to play that role of the one that doesn't value you, that doesn't appreciate you, so that you finally learn the lesson to value yourself and stand up to them? Do you really need that person who you're dependent on financially to take care of you, right? Whoever pays you controls you. Will you finally stand up and say, you know what, I'm going to take care of my own financial needs now. I don't need you to play this role for me anymore. I don't need you to control me anymore. Do you need that person with an addiction in your life so that you can save them? Right? That person that's so dependent on you that you believe that they wouldn't survive without you. These are the lies that the ego and the shadow tell you. And you have to remember that everyone is in God's hands. In reality, in this case, you're using them as an excuse not to move forward on your soul's journey. I know these are tough truth pills to take, but right? The only thing that's real is truth. And it only tastes bitter for a while. The truth pill. So when you finally get the lesson, then you can get off the karmic wheel with these people. And then the new people, there's a space for the new people, the new frequencies to come in for you. So remember too that no ego can stop the divine plan. No ego can stop the divine plan. Have you ever met someone like that? A runner? They see their destiny in front of them and they immediately sprint away, right? So it's actually the ego that's sprinting, that's freaking out and wants to run. So an addiction, there could be an addiction to hiding from yourself. That's why you avoid certain people, right? The soul wants to reveal itself and it's all its beauty in relationships. It celebrates when it sees someone and that's part of its destiny, right? So remember that no ego can stop destiny. I love this quote, you meet your destiny on the road you take to avoid it, right? They're still avoiding the divine plan. So the solar eclipse is going to put you on that road, right? On your right path. So this eclipse energy is all about valuing yourself and stepping off the karmic dead-end road that you've been on for probably lifetimes. So what's the underlying fear, right? Every shadow has a fear. Well, it's the fear of silence. Right, with this shadow pattern. Fear of being alone. Fear of facing yourself. Some people would rather be with anyone, right, than to be alone with themselves. But we all have to face this fear eventually. And no one is going to be there for you when you physically die. No one can make that journey with you. This is a path that you have to walk alone. So in truth, if we become attached to a person, we put that person in danger because the universe will take them away to show you that you don't need them. And this can come through a separation, divorce, or even death. It's best to integrate this shadow pattern within yourself, right? And stop putting that person as your God and put the divine as your God, right? But God is God, not a person. If you want an addiction, become addicted and attached to the divine because that's what's with you 24/7. And that's going to be with you when you physically die. So remember now in this time that we're in for the Aquarian age that we're all individuating. We're all birthing ourselves. We're becoming our authentic self. So you have to remember why you're on the planet and don't lose your focus with all of these distractions out in the world right now. Remember why you're here. So letting go of this shadow, is easier said than done, right? For most people, for sure. That's true. Especially when you have strong emotional ties to a person. And karma brings strong emotional energy, right? It's part of this attachment. Well, you need to go back to your childhood, right? When these attachments really locked in through the emotional body. Doesn't matter your ancestral wounds or your past lives. It all gets played out in those first 7 years through your emotional body. It's all there. So remember, I've got my 6-week program to purify your emotional body through healing your inner child. So these blocks, right, they take place in those first 7 years. And so this shadow of addiction can bring you face to face with these emotional blocks. And if you don't transmute them, these stuck emotions draw to you, attract to you the exact situations and people to trigger you so that you can release these emotions. So just a reminder, I still have my $99 off for my program, and it takes you step by step, week by week. So check the link out below to get the coupon code. So let's look at the gifts: invention and silence. We go from addiction to invention to silence. So this is about inventing something new, getting off the dead end road, back on the highway, back on your soul's journey to bring in something completely new. So it comes from the void. It comes from silence, right? So getting good with silence, getting comfortable with silence, getting comfortable with being alone with yourself, right? And this gift of invention also makes your brain becomes more efficient, right? Addiction is just a thinking problem, right? The shadow gets you thinking inefficiently, right? Silence makes your brain a lot more efficient. Right? So invention comes from, I don't know. I know that I don't know. And then you let that creative energy come through. That's invention. Right? So remember that your breakthroughs, your creative moments come when you're relaxing, right? When you're dreaming, when you're doing nothing at all, right? So also a reminder too, with the recorded readings that I have, this is about cultivating your uniqueness. This is about your individuation, because it's not a one size fits all. We all need different foods to eat. We need an environment that's optimal for us. It teaches you how your brain works and what you're supposed to see out in the world, how to make your decisions, all based on your human design chart. And that's still $25 off. So you want to order yours today. It's over 1.5 hours long of unique material for you. And I also have my mother wound and father wound webinars. So you can get both of those for $99. This is over 16 hours of content. And if you know that you need to do some healing and forgiveness work with your earthly mother and father, go there, right? This is the relationship big kahunas, our mother and father. Okay, so enjoy the eclipse energy and really surrender. That's the word, is just to surrender to what life is taking away and what life is bringing to you, right? It's getting you all on that north node, your soul's destiny. So please leave your comments below. I love reading them. And thank you to everyone who's purchased one of my products and services or has donated. Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And you can follow me on Telegram, Instagram, Odysee, or Facebook. So I'll see you next video, and have a great week. Okay. Satnam Aloha.